When Jim Holmes of WQCS, the public radio station at Indian River Community College, called us recently, it was to invite us to a 100th birthday party. No, it wasn't for a special person, it was for a special place, the city of Fort Pierce in St. Lucie County on Florida's Treasure Coast. New Florida accepted the invitation to help Fort Pierce celebrate its 100 years of proud history.
The people of Fort Pierce were excited about their 100th birthday party. That much was evident from witnessing the turnout for the early morning parade one recent Saturday. It was one of many high points of a weekend-long roster of events. Thousands of spectators lined the route along US 1 to watch a parade that took almost 2 hours to pass before the reviewing stand.
Ready? Duck Band! Happy birthday, Fort Pierce!
This parade also contained a lot of something you find in parades in many towns the size of Fort Pierce. A lot of smiles and a sense of pride in their heritage. Later that morning, we headed over to the new bandshell on the waterfront to listen to some turn of the 20th century music by a special brass band. The band and the bandshell are recreations of the real ones from 1905.
We've chosen selections we're going to play this afternoon based on the program that we had from the 1905 concert, which was published in the local paper. Traditionally, those bands would play marches, an overture, and would feature a soloist. And this concert is in dedication of the original bandshell from that event.
With the music of Stephen Foster still echoing in our ears, we headed over to the Intercoastal Waterway, to the St. Lucie County Historical Museum, to find out more about the history of Fort Pierce. There we uncovered a vast treasure of historical artifacts in a museum the Smithsonian has called an unusually fine local history museum.
Very proud of that. Here they would find the flow of time as it has the people who were here from the early Indians through the arrival of the Spanish, the arrival of the Seminoles, the Seminole Wars, followed by the early settlers and early industries.
At the museum, we spoke to Ada Coates Williams, historian, professor, and author, who filled us in on the history of Fort Pierce, starting with the Second Seminole War of the mid-19th century.
This is where many of our Florida towns get their name, such as Fort Pierce, Fort Dade, Fort Myers. It was traditional to name the fort after the commanding officer. And Colonel Benjamin K. Pierce was in charge of the soldiers that came in here to establish the port. Well, as that they were the first ones to then come into this area trying to make a permanent settlement. One of them opened a trading post, and the Indians began trading with them. Other families started coming in, and we had fishermen to come. They would start sending out hundreds of barrels of fish a day, and pretty soon this area started having the largest income per capita of any area in the United States from the fishing industry and the pineapples, and they became incorporated as a town in 1901. And so in 1905, just 4 years after our town had been incorporated, they were able to convince the Florida legislature to create St. Lucie County in 1905. And they had a big parade, and Mr. Thailander had organized a city band, and my father led the parade as a marshal on a white horse, and right behind him came the band marching. It is a wonderful place to live, as you can see from all of the many activities today, the pride that these people have felt in their first 100 years of being an incorporated town.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Fort Pierce. We wish you another 100 years of progress.